If the International Phonetic Alphabet has symbols and sounds you haven't mastered yet, it's time for IPA and IPAs with Molly.
Hi everybody! Welcome to IPA and IPAs, an unfussy show about the International Phonetic Alphabet and beer. I'm Molly from mollydoesdialects, and tonight we are talking about nasal continuant consonants, or just nasals, as I call them. But before we get to our nasals, we're going to get to what we're drinking. So I have something exciting tonight. It's called a Resist Milkshake IPA from the Brewing Project with a K, in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And I found this beer when I was at my local beer store. I was talking to the man about how I don't like IPAs, and I was trying to learn to like IPAs, and he suggested this one. So I said, why not? I'll give it a try. It's a tangerine milkshake IPA. So I was reading about it, and it says it's aggressively dry hopped, which I learned dry hopping is when they put the hops in later, and you get the aroma of the hops without the bitterness. And then they've put lactose and vanilla in there too to make it like a milkshake. And you get this, which is, it's a cool color. So it smells really good. It smells very strongly of fruit. Cheers. That's much sweeter than I was expecting. I wouldn't have guessed that this was an IPA. It's really sweet. It's almost too sweet for me, but kind of like a dessert beer. I kind of like it. It's very different. I would never have guessed that this was an IPA. So if you're like me and you don't like IPAs, perhaps this is the way to go if you do like fruity beer. So, nasal consonants. Nasal consonants are all made when your soft palate is in a relaxed position, and instead of coming out your mouth, the sound goes up your nasal cavities, and you get a nasal consonant. There's 3 of them in English, and we're going to talk about all 3 of them tonight. So our first nasal consonant is a bilabial nasal. And bilabial, again, means bi, 2, labial, lips, so 2 lips. So when you put them together and they vibrate, they make the consonant sound as in Molly. I have been waiting for that one. And it looks like a lowercase m. So this is how we draw it. Molly, milkshake. Bilabial nasal. Our second nasal consonant is an alveolar nasal, and that is when the tip of your tongue is against your alveolar ridge and your soft palate is relaxed, and you make the sound n, as in no, or nasal. And this one looks like a lowercase n. Like that. So if you're playing along at home, we've gotten 2 nasal consonants that you probably already know how to draw. So there's one other kind of nasal consonant, and it is a velar nasal. And velar refers to your velum, which is another word for your soft palate. And this one is made when your soft palate and the back of your tongue are up against each other, just like if you were going to say the g sound. But instead of that, you're going to drop the rest of your soft palate and send the sound through your nose, and you'll get this sound. As in sing, nothing. This sound is never the first sound in a word. It's always in the middle or at the end. And it looks like this. You come up like you're going to make an N, and then it goes down. So it's like a small n, lowercase n on top, and then it has a tail underneath. And this is the sound as in everything. And those are all three nasal consonants that we use in English. So we have the bilabial nasal, as in Molly is drinking a milkshake IPA. We have the alveolar nasal, as in no, don't learn about nasals, but do learn about nasals. And we have the velar nasal, as in sing everything, which you should do. And those are all three of the nasal consonants in English. You've learned them all. They're pretty easy, and they don't have cognate pairs. So we've talked about cognate pairs in every other IPA and IPAs, but these don't have cognate pairs, which is a fun fact. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you're drinking, what I should be drinking. If you have any questions about phonetics, I would love to hear them. I get real nerdy. Until next week, cheers everybody.
You can never fail with the fresh pale ale and Molly.
We have the alveolar nasal, as in no, don't knit that. No, shoot. And it looks like this. And there are people yelling outside my apartment complex. This is why you should leash your dogs, folks. There's a woman outside who is trying to catch her dog, I think, and I keep hearing her saying, come here, sit. Sounds like maybe she got him.